No one sees the mornings you conquer. No one claps for the alarms you beat, the sweat you earn before sunrise, or the silence you command while the world sleeps. But that's the point. You're not doing it for applause. You're doing it for alignment. You're doing it because something inside you knows if you don't take control of those first few moments, everything else slips. Your mindset drifts. Your clarity fogs. Your purpose fades into noise. It starts small. One skipped morning, one excuse, one delay. But the cost is enormous because your future is not built in one grand gesture. It's woven into your mornings, thread by thread, choice by choice. Greatness doesn't erupt, it accumulates, silently, steadily, relentlessly. And that accumulation either works for you or against you. Every missed morning is a deposit into the account of regret. Every intentional morning is a brick in the fortress of confidence. The truth? The person you're becoming is sculpted before breakfast. And if you really understood that, you'd never take another morning off again. The gym is empty because comfort is full. The journal is blank because the mind is cluttered. The vision board gathers dust because no one taught you that seeing the vision isn't enough. You must rise and live it. Because while others are waking up to life, the warrior wakes up for life. The difference is one of intention. The average mind opens its eyes and reacts. The elite mind opens its eyes and commands. That's why the elite seem like they're on another frequency, because they are. They tuned it during hours most people gave away. They carved clarity where others chose chaos. They lit the fire while others searched for matches. Don't be fooled. What looks like discipline is actually devotion. Devotion to a higher standard. Devotion to a life not yet visible, but deeply felt. Devotion to becoming the kind of person who does not need the world to believe, because belief has already taken root inside. This is your edge. This is your arena. The quiet morning, the first hour, the head start. If you waste it, you're not just losing time, you're giving away your throne. Because let's be honest, if you don't rule your day, someone else will. And if someone else rules your day long enough, they'll start ruling your mind. You'll wonder where your time went. You'll wonder why you're exhausted by noon. You'll wonder why life feels like a treadmill you didn't choose. But deep down, you'll know. You didn't anchor your morning. You let it drift, and drift leads nowhere good. So wake up with fire. Wake up with non-negotiables. Wake up with the full weight of your future pressing on your chest, demanding that you do something different. Because nothing changes until you do. And it starts here. Not with $1 million plan, not with some grand opportunity, but with this moment, this breath, this decision. Who will I be when no one's watching? Because who you are in that moment is who you really are. There are no filters in the morning, no audience to impress, no spotlight to perform under, just you, your will, and the weight of your calling. Will you answer it, or will you hit snooze on it one more time? Remember this, your future is not somewhere you're going, it's something you're creating, and you're creating it now, in the dark, in the silence, before the world wakes. While others are sleepwalking through their routines, you're building the foundation of an unshakable life. You're writing the lines that the world will one day quote. You're living the moments that no one sees, but that change everything. Because if you win this hour, you don't just win the morning. You win the war against mediocrity. You win the battle for your identity. You win the right to stand tall and say, I didn't get lucky, I got disciplined. So rise like your future depends on it, because it does. Get uncomfortable. Move before you feel ready. Take that cold shower. Read that page. Speak those affirmations. Stretch, sweat, write. Do whatever it takes to awaken the giant inside you. Because that giant is not built in crowds. It's born in quiet decisions, private victories, sacred rituals. And it all begins here. Before the emails, before the world, before the chaos. This is your kingdom. This is your temple. This is your war. And if you want to win, you know what must be done.
Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the perfect schedule, the perfect feeling, the perfect mood, because perfection is the enemy of progress. And in the time you've waited, someone else has already laced their shoes, opened their journal, planted their flag in the silence, and moved ahead of you. This life you say you want, it does not respond to hope. It responds to command. And the first command is not out there in the world. It's in here. In your habits, in your head, in your house, before the sun, before the noise, before anyone else gets a piece of you. That is sacred ground. Guard it like your soul depends on it, because it does. You can't lead a life of greatness from a place of reaction. You must lead from center, from clarity, from conviction. And that begins when you decide that the first hour of your day belongs to you and you alone. Not to your job, not to your feed, not to the critics, the doubters, the outside world trying to define you. It belongs to the architect of your destiny, you. Ask yourself, what does the world take from me every day? Focus, energy, patience, confidence? Then what are you doing to refill the tank before the world drains it? You can't pour from an empty mind. You can't build empires with depleted energy. You can't lead a movement, a business, a family, or even yourself if you're waking up already 5 steps behind. So stop gambling with your energy. Build a fortress in the morning. That space before texts, before news, before chaos, that is where the real you is waiting. Not the version society molded, but the one who remembers what it feels like to dream, to believe, to move with intention. And that version, that warrior, they don't need a morning routine. They need a morning revolution. One built on simplicity and discipline. Start small. Stretch, read, reflect, move, pray, visualize. Stack small wins. Create momentum. Build identity. Because small wins compound. One early wake-up becomes a week. A week becomes a rhythm. Rhythm becomes character. And character becomes the foundation for everything. Your income, your impact, your influence. All of it is downstream from who you are when no one is watching. And when you win enough mornings, the world begins to notice, even if they can't explain it. They'll say you're lucky, they'll say you're gifted, but deep down, you'll smile because you'll know you earned every inch of progress before they even woke up. You chose growth when comfort was easier. You chose alignment when distraction begged louder. You chose purpose when the average man chose the pillow. Because the morning is a test. Every day the universe asks you, are you serious? And your actions answer before your words do. So be serious. Be undeniable. Be relentless. If you only had one weapon to shape your destiny, it would be your morning. Use it like your life depends on it, because it does. Too many people want a powerful life, but start their day with powerless actions. They want clarity, but feed their mind confusion. They want energy, but give away their mornings to empty habits. They want discipline, but let their phone be the first voice they hear. If that's you, understand, it's not too late. You're one decision away. You don't have to overhaul everything. You just have to start before the world does. One powerful morning can change how you walk, how you speak, how you attack your goals. One powerful morning is a reminder that you are in control, that you are not here to be average, that you are here to set fire to the path you walk, to make your footsteps echo long after you're gone. But none of that will happen if you don't take the first step before sunrise. The battlefield is still, the world is quiet, and that voice inside you, the one you've been trying to hear, it speaks loudest right now. So stop silencing it with distraction. Listen to it. Then act. Win the moment. Win the hour. Win the you were always meant to be. Because this isn't just about waking up early. It's about waking up with intention, waking up with a reason, waking up with fire in your chest and a vow on your lips. I will not waste this life. I will not waste this day. I will not waste this morning. You don't get this moment back. Use it like it's the most powerful tool you own, because it is.
The world will always try to own your time. It will pull at you. Emails, expectations, obligations, opinions, like tides trying to drag you away from yourself. But your power is not in resisting the world. It's in anchoring yourself before it even begins. That's why the morning is more than a moment. It is a message you send to your future self, to the universe, to the people counting on you, even if they haven't met you yet. It says, I am awake, not just with my eyes, but with my life. You don't owe the world a version of you that's half asleep. You don't owe your calling some lazy shadow of what you could be. You owe your future a foundation. You owe your legacy discipline. You owe your soul that one sacred hour each morning where you say without hesitation, without fear, I am here. I am building. I am becoming. Every time you rise when it's hardest, when the bed is warm and your dreams feel far, you're telling yourself the most important truth, that you are worth the effort. Because self-worth isn't built in words, it's built in choices. And when your choices say, I respect myself too much to start this day in chaos, the universe listens. And something incredible begins to happen. Opportunities open. Ideas flow. People start to feel your presence before you even speak. Not because you're louder, but because you're aligned, grounded, clear. You become the kind of person who doesn't need motivation, because you've become the embodiment of movement. You don't need to be pushed because your momentum